Welcome back into our Ghost Host Countdown of films that featured real-life horror hosts. This is our 2025 Halloween countdown. Enjoying the countdown so far, looking at some of the horror hosts and different movies that they were in. Yesterday we looked at a TV series, One Step Beyond, with host John Newland, introducing supernatural and supposedly real-life stories. Don't know how real life they were, but fun little series. All right, tonight we're going to look at, this is a perhaps self-indulgent entry in tonight's countdown, but it is one that features not one, not two, but three horror hosts in it. The dreadful Halloween special. As the narrator says at the beginning of this film,
this is the story about the night a mad scientist and a wicked witch worked together to save Halloween that they almost ruined.
strange things are afoot on Shackle Island. Brains are going bad, pumpkins are turning pink, and candy corn tastes sour. Dr. Gangrene surmises that sorcery is to blame and consults his old pal, Penny Dreadful. She, in turn, is experiencing similar catastrophes. They talk it over and realize these calamities are the result of their combined meddling, Penny's spells and Doc's mad science. They have to work together to try to save Halloween. This is a half-hour short film starring two horror hosts, Dr. Gangrene and Penny Dreadful. This half-hour special was made in 2010 and is a co-production between myself and Penny Dreadful. Now, I had met her in Louisville at the Wonderfest convention, and we got along fabulously. So much so that I reached out to her later and said, hey, why don't we collaborate on something together? We decided to do this little special and make it feel like what we were aiming for is a TV special like you might see on television in the 1970s. Now, the narrator, of course, is the third horror host in the group, and that narrator, is voiced by none other than the great Count Gore Duvall. Count Gore Duvall is played by Dick Dysel. He hosted Creature Feature on WDCA in Washington, D.C. from 1973 to 1987. He currently hosts a weekly web program on CountGore.com. Penny is played by actress Danielle Gellherter. She is the host of Shilling Shockers out of the New England area. She began hosting on cable access there, and eventually the show spread to over 200 cities throughout the New England area. And I, of course, got my start in 1999 hosting movies in the Nashville, Tennessee area as Dr. Gangrene, Physician of Fright. My latest program, Dr. Gangrene's Sanitarium, runs every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Central on Nashville's NECAT, Channel 9. You can also catch the episodes live streaming on the NECAT Roku channel or watch the episodes posted on my website, drgangrene.com. Okay, so the dreadful Halloween special. Like I said, a little bit self-indulgent to put my own movie in the countdown, but it does feature three horror hosts of the modern era. Count Gore reaching all the way back to the 1970s, like I said before, so he's got some history here. Count Gore started the Horror Host Underground, which was a collection of horror hosts on the internet who started collaborating together, myself being one of them in the early 2000s. So that was one of the first time, once the internet became available, that a lot of us horror hosts were able to reach out and communicate with each other. But prior to that, I was working not knowing that there were other horror hosts out there, which was kind of cool, you know. I mean, I knew there were a couple, but as far as contacting them, until Count Gore reached out, I had never talked to any of them before that. So it was a pleasure to include Count Gore in this countdown, and working with Penny was absolutely fantastic. She's one of the best hosts out there. If you guys aren't familiar with her, check her out. She's in the New England area, like I said, actually right outside of Salem, which is perfect for a witch character. So this was a absolute fun movie in the countdown to include in the countdown. Fun to make and fun to include in the countdown. I'm not going to rate this because it's my own movie. Now, how arrogant would that be? But I do get a lot of comments from viewers, and it really makes my day. Every year I get comments from viewers who tell me that this is a Halloween tradition and that they watch it regularly every Halloween. This is on their playlist, the rotation of movies they watch. I couldn't ask for much more than that. So hey, thank you all for your support. All right, enough of that. We'll get back to the countdown tomorrow night. So join me back here in the lab. Until then, Dr. Gangrene saying, stay mad. It's just, everything's a bit off. The brains have started turning bad, candy corn tastes sour, why even the pumpkins have started turning pink on Shackle Island.
Hey, Gad, pink pumpkins? What in the name of vampire is going on over there?